Hey Dax, I'm going to give you a couple words here that could really dramatically change your outcomes and your reported findings. Now, the two words I'm going to give you are actually triggers for a negative emotion. It actually triggers a negative connotation, possibly, about your reported findings process. I'm doing a webinar called the Objections to the Close, and we're going to sell it for a couple days after the event because the money is actually going to a really good cause to help other chiropractors. But what I'm talking about specifically is the word contract. Now, sometimes if you say the word contract in your report of findings, it triggers these emotions that people immediately will back away from the table, even if you're saying no contracts. You see, that's the irony here is a lot of times people talk about what this isn't. This isn't a contract. We're not locking you in. And every time you say those words and those phrases, that's what registers in the subconscious of the person. It's the fragmented phrase. So even though you said there are no contracts, when you say the word contract, it elicits a negative emotion and people push away from the table and they say no to your care plans. Another simple word is the word pay. When you say, how would you like to pay for this? Payment triggers negative emotions for most people, and inevitably they're going to push away from the bargaining table too, and they say no to your reported findings. So listen, we've put together 5 of the most common objections for the reported findings in a scripted response. But the most important part of it is what you're saying upstream that's actually causing these objections. And it could be as simple as a word. Take the word contract out of your lingo altogether. Nobody wants to be in a contract. And again, even if that's what you're trying to explain, hey, there's no contracts, you still said it and it still registers and you're still going to get the no. So listen, if you want the short version of this, get on the Objections to the Close webinar. It is recorded, it's downloadable, and a couple days after the live event, we're going to make it available for sale. But then early May, we're going to cut it off and that's it. Even better still, if you want the full program of how to do a day 1 for value, how to do a day 2 for immediate growth after the workshop, then what you're looking for is our Elements of Closing workshop. Because what I taught on that webinar for Objections to the Close, we used to only teach to the alumni of the Elements of Closing. I'm coaching my son's team. I'm super busy 6 days a week, having a ton of fun doing it, and I will make no apologies. But I stopped doing workshops. So this virtual is kind of out of the vault. It's for docs that normally would have to be alumni, and you will really enjoy this in a virtual format. 5 objections to the close, scripted responses, where it came from. Could have been the word contract, could have been the word pay. Don't say those. And then most importantly, if you really want to turn your practice around, get to an Elements of Closing workshop. I'll be doing those again in June. See you really soon. My name is Dr. Glowaki. I hope this helps you out.
We had our best year ever in 2020. Our collections were up 25% over 2019.
This year, we doubled our patient visit average and we doubled our income for that month, and we almost doubled the amount of patient visits for January.
We flipped everything and our collections have shot up.
We implemented Dr. Brad's systems and procedures with ease. We opened in October in the middle of a pandemic, and within 3 months of practice, we just hit our 200 visits per week.